Hello and welcome to the tutorial for my witherless AFK tree farm. Since the showcase video I improved this farm a little bit. The main improvement is that you can now farm acacia and spruce trees with it. Yeah, so let's see in action. Let's go into game mode 0. And here's how you use the farm. You aim at the top of the first log, hold down right and left, and then you can farm acacia trees. As you can see, all the acacia branches are moved above the player's position, so it take care of them all. I followed Rovy's suggestion to add a triple piston extender at the top, which would push down an otherwise unreachable 6 log, which enables me to farm spruce trees now. So let's turn off the acacia mode and plant down a spruce tree. And as you can see, a 6 log would be pushed down and it would take care of all the spruce trees. In order to farm oak trees, there's also now a special mode, and this mode pushes the triple piston extender down by 1, which would limit the tree height to 5 again. And it also intervenes with the sequence, so you can farm oak trees slightly faster than birch, spruce and jungle trees. I explained this farm in a little bit more detail in the showcase video, so in case you're interested you can watch this, but here's a quick summary. So you would stand here in the AFK spot and continuously harvest the trees. The saplings are distributed to you again with this dropper, and your mending axe is repaired via this skeleton spawner. A dog sits here that kills the skeletons, which are one-hit kills because they drop down about 20 blocks, and the XP is translocated with this piston to the AFK spot. And overall you even make a profit, so you would even get some XP out of it while your axe never breaks. And here's one of the improvements that I made. I only talked about this in the showcase video but didn't actually build it. So in harder difficulties, mobs can spawn with thorns armor, which could damage your dog. And in order to deal with that problem, I added this small brewing system here, which brews potions of healing, and every 5 minutes this dispenser under the dog's position shoots out a healing potion which keeps the dog alive. So I tested this farm at the highest possible difficulty, which was hard mode, and I'm on day 87,000, so the local difficulty is really high. We have 4.28 now, which has the highest possibility for mobs to spawn with thorns armor, and after 4 hours of testing the dog was still alive. Of course, it's a small disadvantage that the farm needs resources, but for 3,600 to 6,200 logs per hour, depending on the tree type, the small investment of 5 nether warts, 5 gunpowder, 5 glowstone dust, 4.5 gold ingots, 5 melons and 15 glass blocks or glass bottles per hour, really pays off. I also improved the item management a little bit, which is interesting for people that want to AFK for long amounts of time. So all the saplings and some of the logs are collected with these droppers. If you want to AFK for a short amount of time, you would fill your inventory with additional saplings and logs. But in case you want to AFK for more than 1 or 2 hours and your inventory is filled sooner or later, you have to deal with the extra saplings and logs. And there's also hoppers below the player now, so if your inventory is filled, the logs and saplings that fall down here are also picked up. And all of the saplings, they come from here, from this line, are transported upwards with this dropper elevator. Then they go over the item filter, which filters out all the log types and the apples, and all the saplings return. So in case your inventory is filled and the birch, oak and acacia log, you almost get double the amount of saplings back that you invest, and sooner or later this hopper line would also flow over with saplings if you can't pick up anymore. So that's why there's now a system under this dropper, in case this dropper fills up with saplings, that would send them to this overflow chest. So the extra saplings go into this chest now, that could also be accessed from the room inside there. In order to transport the acacia branches to the player's position, I had to change the piston layout slightly. Mostly I can use less open fence gates, which negatively affect the sapling return rate. But I did a 1 hour test, and even with the jungle trees I got a slightly positive return rate of saplings. In case you're planning to farm jungle trees, it might be a good idea to take the other sapling types out of the overflow dropper I showed earlier. Of course, I had to change the wiring a little bit to make it work with acacia logs, and it got slightly more complicated than the showcase version, but I think it's worth it. You can farm all small tree types now. So if you still have any questions, you can also watch the showcase video where I explain this farm in a little bit more detail, or feel free to ask in the comment section. So let's start with the tutorial. So here's a material list first from the Schematica mod, and I'll scroll through this list and you can stop the video wherever you want. Okay, so let's start the tutorial with placing the first block, and it's in relation to the skeleton spawner. So in case you don't have a skeleton spawner in your world, for example play skyblock or something else, maybe you can use a pigment farm that also gives off XP, or buy bottles of enchanting, or just use up your tools and make a tool dropper. So from the spawner we go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and then 17 is the block, and then you can remove those again. I'll also start with the actual tree farm first. So I will make the tutorial for the skeleton farm and the brewing system at the end of the tutorial. So let's first focus on the tree farm, and I'm doing it more or less layer by layer, building from the lowest layer to the top. Okay, so this was your initial block, and then add this structure right next to it, and those 2 lines, and that's 9 long. And then that's 10 long, and like this. The next step is to add redstone dust on top of all the blocks, except here there goes a comparator and a repeater. And here I need a cauldron filled with water. And then add blocks with torches here. And there. And also here. Then add a sticky piston here and there, and you also need a block for torch here. So from this block add those auxiliary blocks that you can remove later again. Add a sticky piston here for a redstone block in front, and add a block for powered rail on top. Then add the 7x7 platform of the redstone block in the center, and add 4 more blocks here, so this will be your room where you can access all the chests. So next we're gonna add the entry into the tree farm. So for this let's add a block here, and then a lamp, another block and lamp, and 1 more block, and also on the other side 5 high. then some stairs leading up to the AFK spot, and then we can add the sapling overflow chest here, and also add the chests for the storage system. So this is just a small storage system. You can, obviously you can make it bigger. Now I have a column of 3 double chests for each log type, but you could expand it and basically make it as big as you want. Just have to make it longer in that direction, and also add a column of chests for apples. Okay, then in the back we need some hoppers, all facing into our storage system. Then again add some auxiliary blocks here, make the droppers face into them, remove them, and then yeah, you can add the comparators. That's basically the normal item filter system. Guess you've seen it 100 times by now. So let's swing around to the back again, and yeah, I prepared the blocks already, so just copy those, and then we're gonna put a rail here, detector rail, redstone dust here, there, and here we need 2 repeaters. They point into a sticky piston, redstone block in front, and here we have a comparator that also points into a block, and dust. Oops. So we make a comparator clock here, and here we also need to add a block of a torch in front, so this is disabled again. So on this side you can also add a redstone lamp here, and then you can add levers to all of those lamps. So this would be the oak switch, this is the acacia one, this turns the farm on and off. And yeah, we can more or less complete it already. So here we put another solid block with dust, and as you can see the comparator clock will be turned on, and this one activates the sticky piston here, as you can see. And for this one we have to add a torch and point or power the sticky piston here. Okay, let's work on what will soon become a hopper dropper chaos. So to this chest add 3 hoppers like this, then you need a downwards facing dropper on top, then another hopper, and then a dropper facing into that direction. So 3 in that direction, then 1 goes up, then to this side, and this is the final dropper that gives you the saplings back. Also at the back, let's start with an auxiliary block again, then add 2 upwards facing droppers. Then need a line of 6 hoppers going into this dropper, and a hopper here. And then we can add the other hoppers, so like this. So this is taken care of. We also need some wiring here. So let's start with this one. So comparator, then go down 1, then can add a torch like this, and then you need slabs so you don't power this hopper. And yeah, this repeater points into this dropper, and then we need to make the dropper elevator. So comparator here, like this. It also has to go down. Another dust here, and under there we need another updating rail. yeah, that's the dropper elevator. If I remove this for a while, you can see it. So let's put in some items, and as you can see, they are transported up nicely. So I also prepared the item filter a little bit. I guess most of you will know how to make an item filter. So put any item that you will never go through those hoppers ever, and then add a single piece of the item that you want to filter. So in case the 5 different logs, and in here goes the apple. So all the saplings will go above this and back to the dropper. So next to the AFK spot here, place a sticky piston with a block in front. Then below a redstone block with dust on top. Alternatively, you could also use a block and just power it with a lever if you want to save in redstone. And we also need either redstone dust or a detector rail here, so this hopper isn't powered. And yeah, go up here. And then we need a slab. There's one. So we don't power this piston. And here we go up again. And power a sticky piston again with this redstone dust line. So we also need to send updates to this piston, and in order to do that we go up to here and around like this, and then we need a comparator for a repeater in the back and dust here. And then we can add a dirt block on top of the sticky piston here, add 2 upwards facing droppers, and then dispensers pointing at the dirt block or above the dirt block. And then we can add a hopper line here for the bone meal. In order to power the droppers and dispensers, coming from this block, go up left and right, and point to this dropper, dust here. And sometimes it's a little bit of a problem if you go directly with pulsing redstone dust over those hoppers. You could replace it with droppers if you have some problems here. And point it into here. And you also need redstone dust. Then you need a repeater on 4 and another one on 3. And this would power the rest of the droppers. Little correction, both have to be on 3. Or 3 and 4. But just not 4 and 3, so both 3 works fine. Now let's add the hoppers that will collect the saplings. So add a tower here and there. Add a hopper here with a comparator on top. At the back we need a furnace for any item. And then cover the 5x5 around the dirt. You can't have a hopper here because that would be the AFK spot. And then I can also add hoppers below the pistons here. Like this. I've also added some solid blocks here, which will hopefully help keeping the saplings inside of the tree farm chamber. Now we can add all the pistons. And in front here we need an acacia log. For the other ones, oh wait, now we need a normal piston here. And here we need 2 stickies, sticky there. And then we need a slab. We need a slab here because saplings that would land on this dispenser would be wiped with the slab. Okay. And same here. And yeah, mirror it from the other side. And on this side also double. But here we can start with fence gates. So you can also add solid blocks here. And then we can start repeating the pattern. So in total it has to be 6 high. Now that we've got all the pistons, let's work on the redstone a little bit more. So we still need a pulse extender here. So add a repeater here and some blocks. Oh, here you need an obsidian block. And comparators like this. And another repeater pointing into the piston. And we can add some redstone here, so dust here, and another one there. Goes through the piston because, yeah, in this case it's transparent. And then we can add more dust here and repeater on 4. Hello, I'm here from the future. After completing this farm and thoroughly testing again, turns out that this part here had a slight problem. So yeah, let's continue from here. The last thing you were doing was placing this block. And from here you have to go down 1, 2 and add 3 redstone dust here. Then add this repeater on 2. And let's go around here. From this block, that was the last one you replaced, you need 9 ticks of delay here. From here we go up with this slime blocks, and then add obsidian block here and there. Then here go down, and then 3 ticks of delay, and here we have 16 ticks of delay. And this will be the oak switch later. So add a sticky piston here with a solid block in front, and then later you're gonna have to add this redstone block here and this updating redstone dust, and this prevents it from connecting. And yeah, that's it. And obsidian here and there. So next we go up 1 here and then add 4 blocks. Add 2 dust and a repeater as a dust. And yeah. Then we go out like this, and here we go up twice. Then we need a slab, and also a slab here. And yeah, dust here and there. And here you need a repeater on 4, another dust going into a block. Then you can add another repeater on 4. Going into this monostable circuit, and repeater here. Slight correction, replace this solid block with a slab because it acts as a diode here. Okay, then we can also add sticky piston here with a block in front. And then can go out one more here and add 2 repeaters, maximum delay, and add another sticky piston block on top, and yeah, on one pointing into a block. So let's wire up those pistons. So at the first, third, fifth and seventh layer we need a solid block of dust on top on both sides. And then at the back, repeaters on 2. Yeah, and those solid blocks power the back pistons. And then add a slab here and there. And another one here. Then wire it all up. Okay, that looks fine. Now let's do this one. So again, blocks here and mirrors on both sides. On the outer side, need a repeater on maximum delay. And on the inner side, dust. Then use some slabs. And power all those pistons. Here we need a solid block so we can go down again. And then add another repeater on 2 here and also on the other side. And connect it here. Don't forget to add the ones on the top like I did for the cut. And also add some dust here. Okay, but now let's go over to this side and wire this double piston extender. So I also need some blocks here. And yeah, then we need something like this. Here we need a slab. And you also need to replace those blocks with a glass block. Then repeater on one here, and the other one is on 3. And add the dust. So now extend this line, 2 blocks. Here you need a slab. Dust on top goes into a block with a torch. Top another block with torch. And yeah, goes into repeater. Maximum delay. Around like this. And monostable. And like this. So now we add the repeaters, all in 4 ticks, and on a solid block. And here we have to go down and around. Here we need a comparator, repeater, maximum delay, and dust. For now we're done here, so let's go to the other side again. And let's continue. We need more dust and a slab here. And repeater on 4, pointing into a block, sticky piston on top. And here we need repeater, goes into block. And here one more repeater on 4, then into monostable, and 2 repeaters on 1. And we have to power this like the other side. So again, the first, third, fifth and seventh layer, and so on. We do something similar like we did on the other side for this double piston extender here. So again, repeater on 3 at the back and 1 in the front. And here we go into a block torch. And again, comparator and repeater on maximum delay. And like this. Oh yeah, another block here. So it doesn't connect. Now let's add a torch here. And blocks here and there. Here's a repeater on 1, and this one is on 3, the other 2 are on 4. Then you need a piston here, and another block there. And a torch here. And here we go down. A repeater on 4 to dust, and another repeater on 4 here. Then we need 11 ticks of delay here. Like this. And yeah, this points into a piston again. Below we have redstone dust. And yeah, this powers this double piston extender. So this repeater is on 2, and front again always redstone dust. Okay, that's fine. Sorry, I did a slight mistake here. Need to do it differently. So this dot powers this block. So we need to add repeaters here. But still 11 ticks of delay. So we've wired up all the pistons. And now, yeah, let's get back to the switch for the acacia mode. If you remember at the bottom, we activate the acacia mode, and I've already added some blocks, so just add torches to it. Here we need a light of redstone, 6, then it goes to another torch, and yeah, continue with the torch tower here. The top dust, 7, and another torch. And here we need a sticky piston, redstone block, then another sticky piston, and another one. And you do it like this. But powers this piston, so we updated it with rail. And yeah, here we add a torch, so we can go down. And yeah, add some dust. And a repeater. Now let's swing around to the other side again, and yeah, continuing from our pulse extender, we also take another output. So let's just remove this comparator for now and start with the slabs. Here we're gonna need an obsidian block again and another one here, and then let's continue with the slab tower. All the way up until here, and yeah, add the dust, prevent this from connecting, then torch, this one is on 3, and this one on 2, and here we go around. Add a comparator here for another pulse extender, and repeaters on 2 here. Okay, slight mistake. Okay, got it. Repeaters go here, and here goes the piston, and some maximum delay repeaters. Okay, so now let's add the triple piston extender at the top. I need 5 blocks here, and redstone dust, and repeater on 1, then a monostable again, repeater on 2 goes into a block, obsidian block, and we also need 2 obsidian blocks here, and a repeater on 2, and yeah, then can add the slime block structure, and I use an end rod. Oh, okay, I'm building it in 1.8, just use a block for now. Okay, then yeah, add those pistons. The wiring of the tree farm is almost done. All that's left to do is add the oak switch. So for that, we put a redstone block here. That's one of the new 1.9 features that you can disable a comparator of a redstone block now. Then yeah, another redstone block here, and let's continue with the dust. and a repeater. That was wrong. Okay, like this. And we still gotta power one of those pistons for the oak mode, so the big oak trees don't generate. And yeah, that's it. Now we're done with the wiring of the tree farm. Okay, now that the tree farm is done, I can do a test, and yeah, let's turn it on here. And I have a tick speed mod, a tick rate mod installed, so you can see the piston sequence, and yeah, if it works, it should look like this. So we can also take a look at the acacia mode. So I have some test logs prepared here, and yeah, let's take a look at the piston sequence. So here the farm has to wait until you break the logs with the axe. It's a little bit unfortunate, so I made it too fast and I had to slow it down again. And yeah, now the last log comes in from the right, and it's also pushed in the middle, but you would have removed the other one already. So in case you don't want to use skeleton spawner for the manning effect, you're done. You just have to decorate this a little bit more. So what you can do if you want to use a system that uses up axes, you could move those droppers over here, not droppers, hoppers over here, add another dropper that dispenses access to you for interval between. Then you can filter out the access with a non-stackable item filter, for example, and you would go back into the dropper again. So this would be the solution if you don't want to use skeleton spawner for the manning. But yeah, let's also continue with the tutorial if you want to use the skeleton spawner, and yeah. So let's start by building the healing system for the dogs. By the way, I think if you play on easy, then mobs won't spawn with armor, so on lower difficulties you don't even need a healing system for the dog. But for those, they should build this clock here. So repeater and another block here. Then you need to build TT's Minecraft's hopper clock. So you need comparators, hoppers. Here's a hopper pair. And here's the other one. Oh, sorry, not here, there. Okay. Comparators here. Then put one item in here. And fill this up. On top of this left torch, put an upwards facing dropper. Then you also need a dropper here. And a dispenser here. And you will later put a dog on top of this block. And then add some hoppers. And another hopper here. And we can add the brewing stand. Goes here. We'll get back to the brewing system later, but now let's focus on the bone and arrow storage. So from the skeleton spawner you get a few bones, which is kind of useful for this farm, but it's not as much as it would be sustainable. So I can't run this farm and get enough bones back. It's just about, depending on tree type, I think 5 to 12% bone meal which you would get back. So anyway, but still, why waste it? So yeah, let's add some hoppers here. And oh yeah, better like this. And add hoppers here. So I'm assuming if you build this farm, you will be well advanced in your world and don't require shitty bows of skeletons. That's why I filter them out for non-stackable item filter and shoot them into a cactus, because otherwise they will use up all the inventory space here. But if you would want to, of course, you can make a bow storage here, and you would also get a lot of armor in higher difficulties. If that's interesting for you, I'm gonna get rid of it. Okay, so we need a comparator here. And this points into a block. And just also something to update it. Then you can add the cactus, I guess. Sand. Cactus. Okay. So this will be the block where the skeletons land on. But yeah, we need a hopper minecart there. And also here. Oh, I'm in 1.8. That's a little bit annoying. In 1.9 you can again remove the rails, like in 1.7. But in 1.8 you have to use a piston. Okay, like this. Would be easy in 1.9. Then you need to push down some blocks. No, I did. Okay, here a normal block and here an ice block. And yeah, let's push it down. Remove the pistons. Then you can also build something around it. So if you would run into this, there's a chance the minecart would glitch out. Okay. Then let's add the ice. Oh no, I'm clicking on the minecart. For the ice for the water stream. And yeah, here we translocate the items behind the back of these pistons. I used the pistons here. You could also just use a slab or something like that. Then XP will be flushed to you. But I like it this way, and also have to create the pulse anyway. One note is that you have to use the minecart because the XP. So if we were to replace this with a hopper, they could sink into the hoppers. So like the player that sinks into the hoppers, that could happen with the XP orbs, and they don't get out there. So that's why I use the hopper minecart inside of those blocks. Okay, but still we also need another piston here, and for later also place the update rail. I totally forgot this. You have to stand on a trapdoor. Actually, you can do it in 1.8 like this, and also here. So that's the perfect AFK spot. Okay, you can also finally put some walls in here, so this is closed off. Okay. Okay, let's continue here. We have to power it. So this is the theoretic pulse generator. We need repeater and comparator. Here comparator, there repeater. And we can simply take our output from here. So every time a tree would grow, then also this would be activated. Okay, looks good. Then let's add some blocks on the side here for the water. And put in the water source. So apart from the brewing system, we're gonna add the final pieces of redstone here. So by turning on the farm, we'll also disable the spawner, I guess, if you want to, but you could also leave the part out. And yeah, add redstone dust here, prevent it from connecting. Then we need the torch, and it goes up. And that's why we needed the slab there, so it's now coming all together. And another torch here, so it would turn on all the redstone lamps. Let's do the brewing system next and the spawner last. So comparator. It goes up one here. Into this hopper. And you also need a hopper on the top. And 4 more here. So add a slab here for dust on top. Then a block. Repeater. And another block of comparator here. Oops. Also pointing into block. And goes down like this. And another dust here and a torch. Then the top, also dust and repeater. Then I've prepared those 4 blocks already, so place droppers against it so they point into the hoppers. And then gonna add some slabs. You need a full block torch. And then, yeah, repeaters here. This is on 4, 1, and yeah, we need a chest for the water bottles, and the brewing system is done. I just forgot to put the redstone dust on top of this block, but let's continue filling up the droppers. So I prepared this already. That's the order. You can switch those 2 around, it doesn't matter. Then the nether wart here, and the melon in the last dropper. And it's important that at the top you use non-solid blocks, or you would power the other droppers as well. And so also need to prepare something into this hopper. Put 22 items like this. Then add 1 more item for now. And this brewing stand, add some water bottles, and put the rest in this chest. And then put a single nether wart in here. And then take this item out and put a melon in here. And yeah, it should continuously brew until those droppers are filled and all the hoppers, and when this hopper is filled, it would turn the system off again, so that's the overflow protection. And as you can see, gunpowder, glowstone dust, and another nether wart, and then it will continue. Okay, this works fine. Okay, we're almost done, except the little part with the spawner, but I don't think I really have to show it. I guess I'll just quickly go through it. So you can see how you have to make the spawner. 2 on the top and 4, 5, 6, 7 at the bottom, because they can flow into water and can be up to this high, and you need to 4 blocks below the spawner, free of mobs. But I think it's not even that important because they're flushed away in 10 seconds anyway. But I guess this makes it idiot proof. I'll quickly build all of this up and then we can look at it and walk you through. So I've added a cage, preferably would do it out of opaque blocks because of the light level, but I made it of glass blocks here just for showcase purposes. Okay, let's put in the water. It's really easy. As you can see, it flows until here, then I add a water source here, and go out a little bit. So from this source it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. And let's add a glass block again. And then add a sign here and there. Then have alternating signs and water sources. Total you need 14 of those signs. Uh-oh. Okay, I'll have to repair that. Anyway, and then a sign here. So after completing the farm, I thoroughly checked again and found the issue I was talking about at minute 22. But yeah, after fixing that, it worked fine. I tested it with all the tree types again. Set of jungle trees, the return rate is really close to breaking even. If you have some troubles getting enough saplings back, then you could replace those acacia logs with open fence gates. But if you want to farm acacia again, then I would recommend to put in the logs again. This helps a little bit. Then I also made a little wall at the top because I saw some saplings landing on top here. And yeah, a lot of the saplings tend to land behind those pistons here, especially on this block. I could, for example, also add a another dropper tower going down. Those are some measures if you really have problems with getting saplings back. But hopefully Mojang fixes the bug that causes the problems with the sapling return rate in 1.9 finally. So I also separated this room from all the visible redstone by putting some blocks down. This is up to you how you want to decorate it or which block types you want to use. So I'll put down the important item frames which tell you what to do, and put in my dog. This is quite easy. If there's a skeleton in here, he tries to pathfind on top of this block. If there's no door, which is a little bit annoying. If there's a door, he can't pathfind in here, but if you remove it, he will jump in there. And then if you put down the door again, then he can't get out. Also, I added some bone meal chests to this 2-wide dropper line here, and I didn't find a nice way to integrate it in this room. You can make a separate room here, for example, for easy access. Okay, I guess the beacon. You need a haste 2 beacon and a regen beacon, because it takes hunger to chop down trees. And let's talk about the X, lest there's a confusion. So this farm is really optimized for the best possible X. So diamond X, mending, efficiency 5 and unbreaking 3. If you would use an inferior X, it's possible of course, but you would have to change a lot of timings. So yeah, I guess this is a farm when you're more advanced in your world. And getting this X shouldn't be too hard, and you only need one really. The beacon's a little bit of a problem, I guess, so it's not really a starter farm or anything like that. Okay, but I guess I hope I covered it all, hopefully. As said, if any questions, feel free to ask. Okay, have a good day and goodbye.